Hey yo, what up everyone? Here we are, back
So
with another video. Bill Burr, top 10 Bill Burr moments on Conan. I've actually seen Conan before. I can't remember who I watched on it. I think it may have been, I think, Conor McGregor. I think it was. But Conan's super funny. I understand he's Irish. Bill Burr's got that Irish humour. And this video will actually test the theory of, like, I've said in past Bill Burr videos, I think he's one of them dudes that are just funny all round. He hasn't got to stick to a script. He's just that type of guy. And I think this video is going to test that theory. I hope you're all okay. Be a big favour if you're all like, comment, subscribed. But let's get straight into the video. Let's not worry about that right now.
So does your wife watch any of these games with you? Does she?
No, she has the female, complex, multitasking brain. That's why they can't be happy. They just always, they're like, what is that lizard that can look at two things at once? That's what they're like. So they got the shoes they want, and then they see some other woman walking in going, oh, look at this skinny bitch over here. She thinks she's cute, right? And that's what I've learned.
Oh, God.
What makes women happy? Nothing. Nothing makes them happy, and that is why they are slowly taking over the NFL, because it annoys them that we can just sit there with, like, a pizza and a drink, like, that's not holding, and just be like, and enjoy ourselves.
So you're saying that because you're happy that you think your wife and women in general want to take
They're
that?
jealous of it. They're jealous how simple the male brain is, that you can just sit there and be entertained and fight.
Hey, I think there's some element of truth to that. I've never really thought about it like that. But as you were saying that, I was just thinking of things that entertain me. And they're such small things. I've never really thought about it like that. It's fucking crazy.
True happiness, and it just bugs them, so they gotta ruin it. And they're slowly taking over the NFL. You know, all next month, once again, they're gonna dress everybody in the NFL like newborn baby girls, for whatever reason. Did you forget that there's breast cancer for a year ago?
Yeah, so they did it last year, and they're going to do it again this year.
Yes. They're slowly gonna take it over, and they're gonna...
Is this the pink armbands thing? I think that's what he's referring to, right? When all the NFL players wear pink armbands. I didn't realise it was for a month. Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, breast cancer's bad. I get that. But a month.
Do it again this year.
Yes. They're slowly going to take it over.
Look at his face.
They're going to move us out. Because I'm telling you, I don't understand why they keep trying to go into a male football league. It's like, why don't you guys band together and start your own league? Get your own thing going. But I realize they don't want their own thing. They don't want their own shit. They want our shit. You know what it is? And I think it's because we're happy. We're just sitting there enjoying ourselves, having a good time without them. It drives them nuts, and they just got to go in there and ruin it.
So they don't like, they got women's basketball.
You've got to come in and ruin our football with breast cancer, and we don't want that.
They don't even like it. They don't even like most of them don't even like football. Like, I don't get it. I don't get, like, the fascination. Like, if my wife is having, like, 3 of her friends over, I screw. I leave. I don't need to be there and ruin it for her. I know you guys. I'm going to change the dynamic because I'm there, and you can't talk about 100% female stuff. Out of courtesy, I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to leave.
Fair.
But they can't do that, you're saying?
One guy, one chauvinistic understands what I'm saying.
One guy, one lone, wholesome ranger.
You're saying?
One guy, one chauvinistic jackass up there understands what I'm saying.
He's like Edison,
Whoa.
I don't know.
Whoa, look at that morph. Look at that. There's some years in between there.
The jackass up there understands what I'm saying.
He's like Edison, I don't know. He invented all this stuff that everybody... What are you talking about?
Did he? Did he? Did he sit down and
Hey, Thomas Edison didn't invent shit. I don't want to start a conversation about that, but do your research, Conan.
What are you talking about?
But did he? Did he sit down and, like, I'm going to invent the iPhone, and just sat there soldering, possibly welding, right? Didn't he have, like, a crew of guys helping him out?
Sure, maybe he did.
So why, when
Wait,
he went
I
to
heard
those...
about Steve Jobs. I thought he said Thomas Edison for some reason.
But did he?
He's like Edison, I don't know. He invented all this stuff that everybody...
I assume he's on about Steve Jobs.
Didn't he have, like, a crew of guys helping him out?
Sure, maybe he did.
So why, when he went to those nerd fests, didn't he have like a chorus of scientists behind him who helped him out too? He walked out like he was Tesla, like tapping into electricity. I think he just kind of like told people what to invent. Like he just kind of came in like, I want my whole music collection in that phone. Get on it!
He just come up with ideas and he just forced smart people to do it. I see what he's saying.
Nameless, faceless guys.
Yeah.
Made it happen.
Yeah.
And then they have the big nerd concert, and he goes out there by himself. No belt, you know, sneakers on. I just didn't buy it. It's a great way to tap out from the news and just, you know, watch a game and get away from it. And now there's like all these causes are getting like attached to it. Like I was watching the World Series, and I'm in the middle of watching the World Series, and out of nowhere they have this moment, stand up to cancer. I'm watching a ball game, and all of a sudden everybody stands up holding up a sign of somebody that they either know that's dying of cancer or died of it in the middle of the game. It's just like, what are you doing?
You see, no one wants to laugh because it's cancer. But he's right, man. Like, obviously I care about cancer. Do you know what I mean? You ain't got to fucking come up during a football game or a basketball game and be like, oh, don't forget cancer. And it's like, bro, 1 in 2 people get it, man. I haven't forgot. Like, jeez.
Or died of it in the middle of the game. It's just like, what are you doing? Trying to watch a game here. You know, no, there's a time and a
Conan.
place. Look, I know somebody. I know somebody that has died of cancer. I would never go to the movies with you and in the middle of it hit pause and be like, oh, by the way, Conan, I know this guy. I could have lifted him up off the sheet with 2 fingers. It was horrible. Hey, enjoy. Oh, by the way, I got molested when I was 9. Enjoy the rest.
Yo! He pulled that one out of the bag. He was like, yeah, it was already down here. It was already awkward. Oh, by the way, I got molested. Bang.
Off the sheet with 2 fingers. It was horrible. Hey, enjoy. Oh, by the way, I got molested when I was 9. Enjoy the rest of it. He didn't do anything to me.
Sorry, I'm not sure about all the different American TV presenters, but I feel like Conan would be one of the only ones you could probably get away with that and not get pulled up. I feel like Letterman wouldn't have let you get away with that, or someone like that. What do you think?
He didn't do anything to me. You know what he did for me? He raised $500 million for cancer research. That's what that lie did.
Yeah.
That was great. And everybody had the bands on. Remember the bands?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
That blocked out the sun,
Yeah.
right?
You know, it wasn't to block out the sun.
No risk cancer.
Yeah.
Now, the whole thing was annoying, and I hated how Oprah was interviewing him and acting like she was dumbfounded that this guy would do this. Like, she's been in show business for 35 years, and she can't, like, wrap her head around some guy doing whatever it takes to get to the next level. Didn't she, for the first 5 years, have, like, midgets who wanted to bang their mailman's boyfriend? And she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do it, but she didn't have the power to say no, so she wrote it out. And then when she could make a good decision, she did a show, but she stood on the heads of those little people for 5 years until she got, and then she's sitting there across from this guy like, so how could you know exactly what he's doing. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Look, the guy was a sociopath on a bicycle, all right?
What is he talking about?
As far as I'm concerned, we got off easy.
Yeah.
If that guy...
I feel like this video is mad loud between him shouting and me shouting and laughing, but you're just going to have to deal with
was
it.
working for a corporation, he probably would have been pouring stuff in the water supply, doing God knows what. Just keep him on the bike. Just let him go up and down the hill.
What is he on about?
He's not hurting anybody.
Not hurting anybody.
He isn't. And the top 20 guys, like, all tested positive
Yeah.
for roids. So our roided up guy beat your roided up guy. Okay?
Oh, what about the Olympics?
Those guys...
Is he on about the swimmer, Michael Phelps? Is that what he's on about?
who run that filthy sport, who is sitting there going like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Oh no, he's on about the cyclist. Fuck. Armstrong? Lance Armstrong? Neil Armstrong? One went to the moon, one was a cyclist. I can't remember which one was which. fuck?
He doesn't represent something. Are they going to return
Which one was it? That's really bugging me.
all the money that they made off of that guy? Huh? They're going to turn in their yachts? They're not going to. They're not going to do it.
Everyone turn in your yacht. Are you worried about him at all being in office? Do you think, I mean, does it concern you?
I don't know. I feel like the president, you only see him like once every 3 weeks. You know? It'd be like if you were dating a chick and if she was a jerk, but you only saw her once every 3 weeks. There's like no way she could break your heart, you know?
What? Immigration site to move to Canada crashed. Do you think people are going to really move to Canada? Do you think
I hope so.
Oh, I remember that when Trump got elected and everyone was like, "He's not my president. I'm moving to Canada," even though he was your president, because he's the president. I feel like I just pissed a lot of people off by saying that, but it's true. It's true.
Immigration site to move to Canada crashed. Do you think people are going to really move to Canada? Do you
I
think
hope so. I hope so.
You want
Yeah,
people
there's
to move
too many people here. The rent's too high and all that. Just thin it out. Give us a little negotiating thing. And then what's going to be funny up there, it's not going to be Michael Moore's Canada. What he said, oh, you keep your doors unlocked and everybody's drinking syrup. And it's, yeah.
Not when the New Yorkers get
I
there.
didn't say everyone's drinking syrup. I'm quite
Talk
certain.
to anybody of color that tried to make it playing hockey up there. Listen to the stories they have. You'd be like, were you in Alabama? No, it was in Manitoba. Yeah, those are still white people up there.
Yeah.
Just because they're on the other side of the invisible line doesn't mean that they're not going to act like white people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you're not a big fan of Canada, is what you're saying?
No, I love Canada, but I don't go up there with like this starry look in my eye, like everyone's going to be riding around on mooses. Right? It's just like,
It's environmental stuff. You really are worried about it.
I am and I'm not. I just also feel like, you know, it'd probably be a good thing if most of us died. You know what I mean? It would be. Like,
Bro, everything he talks about has to do with thinning out the population a little bit. Every video, it gets more and more. Like, I don't know. I think he should have died. I think they should have died. I think we all should die. It's just progressing.
there's no there's nothing wrong with driving a gas guzzling car. There's just too many people doing it.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out a way to like thin out the herd, and it's too late. These are the hard decisions that are going to have to be made.
We're here to hear about some hard choices.
Yeah. So you know how I would do it?
What?
I would randomly sink cruise ships.
What? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let's hear him out. Why would you randomly sink cruise ships?
Because you get like 2,500 to 3,000 people a whack, right? And I think it's a good mix of people to get rid of. To be honest with you. They're not interested.
What happens after the second time they catch on?
No, because this is what you do. As you're sinking them, you're building an exact replica. So as you're eliminating people, you're like creating jobs. And you just, like a lazy Susan. The other thing that's driving me nuts is I spent 20 years in the back of the plane, getting treated like an animal. And I finally worked my way up to the front of the plane, Group 1, which means you get to board like it's your plane. Right?
You get to board.
Yes. You
first,
sit
yeah.
in a chair that's the size for a human being. You get a place for your bag.
Yep.
Right? You get a little hot towel and all that. And then the second I get that, all of a sudden now, there's like these 20 groups that are like pre-boarding now. Like half the plane qualifies, and they're getting on.
Yeah.
And I just sit.
Yeah, that's weird. That doesn't happen here. You get disabled people board first, then priority board, and if you paid like an extra £50, and then you get the normal people. But when I was in America, it was like, I think it was like, I might get this wrong. So disabled people, servicemen and women, government people, and then it was like everyone else. I know there was 3, but I can't remember what the 3 were. Where was I when that happened? Newark. I was in Newark, going to Minnesota. I don't know, I'd never heard of that before in my life, but I think it's cool how service people get to go on first. That should be a thing. Is it veterans as well, or just active service personnel? I can't remember.
Sit there just like losing my shit. You know? It starts off like it's just like anybody in uniform, anybody in the military. So it's like, all right. But after like the 20th guy, you just start being like, have you seen action? Then it's anybody with
Hey, sorry. I know we're coming away from the video, but you know what I watched the other day, and he just reminded me. I watched Full Metal Jacket. Oh, that is such a great fucking film. So I know we're coming away from the video, but you know that bit where Joker sees that old guy, and he's like, "Hey man, what are you?" And he goes, "I'm a combat correspondent." And he goes, "Oh yeah, you seen any combat?" And he goes, "I seen some on TV." Bro, I know that's mad corny, but that film kills me. It's such a good film. Go check it out if you haven't watched it. Full Metal Jacket, it's on Prime.
Then it's anybody with kids, anybody with disabilities, and then just anybody with a red shirt. Hey, it's Tony Tuesday. Anybody named Anthony can get on. Dude, one time, I saw this guy get on the plane. Okay, he wasn't in uniform. He didn't have kids. He had all his limbs. He wasn't limping. He didn't have a cough. He just walked on the plane. It's like, who the is that guy? How did I get on before that guy? So, no, I always hated
Check your
the
privilege,
anxiety
Bill.
of being in the back of the plane. I just remember, like, the worst is whenever you would get your seat and you'd sit there and they're about ready to close the door and you'd have that empty seat next to you. Like,
Yes.
the poor man's first class. You're like, oh, shit, I'll bring the armrest up. I can actually be great. And then all of a sudden, some fat bastard gets on the plane and you're like, no. You're like Quint at the end of Jaws, like sliding down. One time, I swear to God, this is all true. This dude got on. He was so fat. He was sitting next to me. I was literally next to him and behind him. He like tried to make himself smaller, and he like folded his arm, and his lat came out like a, you know, those old Western saloon things. I'm just sitting behind this thing. So yeah, that motivates you to try to get to a
all
certain
these
place
years,
in life.
20 years, you work your way up to the front, and now still they won't let you.
Yeah, now that fat guy's considered disabled because he can't stop eating cookies. So he gets on. Look at me groaning. 90% of the world is starving to death. That guy. Eat a salad and get on the treadmill like the rest of us.
I love him. Oh, he's so like, I love that he doesn't give a fuck, man, and he's not a snowflake. It's so good. I like to hear a comedian come out and be like, I don't give a shit what anyone thinks. It's crazy. Hey, you know what I did find out though? I was doing some research on Bill Burr. So just hearing like how much he doesn't give a fuck. Now, I don't want to start a political conversation in the comments, but I thought this was mad interesting. I just did not have Bill Burr down as a Bernie Sanders guy. I just didn't get it. I just didn't see that. I don't know. I just didn't see it. Him with Joe Rogan, I kind of thought, you know, I feel like Joe would. He's, you know, I could kind of see Joe being a Bernie Sanders guy. I didn't see Bill Burr being a Bernie guy. I did kind of see him on the Republican side. What was you guys shocked by that, or did you even know? I don't know.
Salad and get on the treadmill like the rest of us.
Were you flipping out the day like when you met? Did you flip out? Did you really that?
Yeah, I remember. She told me to go see that movie Monster. Remember that movie with Charlize Theron?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody was saying how, oh my God, it was unbelievable. Like they literally blamed guys that she was a serial killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you saw the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, it wasn't like, somebody shoved a tuna fish sandwich up my ass and I confused people with food, so they didn't make like a big excuse for him. You know? She was a psycho killing people, and she should have died. But I'm like watching it feeling guilt. Do they ever take responsibility for their actions? Even when they're murdering people, it's somehow our fault. It's unreal.
It's so good to see Conan laughing like that, genuine laugh. Like, I feel like Bill Burr's one of probably the only people that could get that out of him.
Somehow our fault. It's unreal.
Why would having a tuna fish sandwich shoved up your butt make you want to eat people?
Because another man did it. Right? So it's another person. So you equated, I don't know, sex with food? I forget how the idea went.
He's lost it. He's officially lost it.
When I said it, she was dying laughing and kind of saw my point. And I always hate when she says to me, she'll just be like, you know, I just don't see where does that coming from? Where is that coming from? It's just like, honey, how many childhood stories do I have to tell you before you follow the breadcrumbs to the psycho that you married? I mean, did you ever take a psychology class like you didn't see this coming?
Right.
That's what it is. It's not that she says that I'm a jerk. It's just the nerve to be surprised. It's just like
Hey man, he talked about that in the last video that I reacted to. Go check that out if you haven't seen it.
about annoying people. Like when people tweet, it's very easy to piss off one side. The art is you got to try to get everybody. So you tweet stuff like, Trump is such a dope, he's actually going to make me vote for a woman. Right? And then you
Bill Burr is a master of his craft, isn't he?
just sit back. Then you just sit back.
Intentionally.
And you just watch them. You're like, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
You're mad that children are not being hit.
There should be the threat of it. Half of it was just that, look, it was just your dad was acting like he was going to do it.
Hey man, this is so true. This is so true.
Half of it was just that, look, it was just your dad was acting like he was going to do it. He never did it, but your mother did. And because she was a woman, it was like, okay. Because it was like, hey, you let a girl beat you up, you kind of felt emasculated.
Yeah.
We're all the
We had a
same.
rule, like, a lot of the stuff that I look at from when I was a kid that actually kind of made sense in a way would now be considered like abuse, I guess. Like when
Yeah,
I was
that's
a
true.
kid, if you didn't finish your supper, as we called it.
Supper, yeah.
Yeah, my mother was just like, well, you're gonna finish. She would just wrap it in cellophane, and you just picked up where you left off for breakfast.
Oh my God.
Like a blue collar job. Like you take the shovel out of the hole and just start digging it again. So, yeah, I remember one night we had cube steaks, which is like one of the toughest pieces of meat. I don't know if you guys, everything's so like Asian infused Wagyu beef. Everybody's eating that crap now, but. Cube steak was like, literally had to hit it with a hammer to make it like edible.
Steak?
And so we were having cube
think I've ever
steaks,
had
and I
that.
forget, my little brother was still in a high chair, and he couldn't finish his. So my mother goes, all right, well, you're just gonna have to eat it for breakfast. And that was like 8 hours away, which was like half his life. So he's like, all right, I'll take that deal. So the next morning, I remember we were having waffles. My mother always made Sunday breakfast, so we had all these waffles, eggs, bacon, this whole layout.
Oh,
My brother was
sounds
looking
good.
at half-eaten cube steaks and a little mound of green bean casserole. And he goes, so he looked at my mom, he goes, Mom, can I have a waffle? And she goes, no, you got to finish your supper. He's like, well, after I finish my supper, then can I have a waffle? She goes, no, that is your breakfast. And he goes, oh, Mom, I hate you. And my dad, without looking up, took a full glass of milk and threw it in his face. This is what kills me. What kills
You
me.
want everyone today to have as miserable a
No, but it was kind of funny. We know what's hilarious was my mother just popped up and just immediately started cleaning up, and my dad just kept eating. Like he didn't like the roles were defined back then. Now the guy has to throw the milk, he has to clean it up while telling his wife she's brave for just sitting there. Whatever that is. You hear it? Oh, I know. Women are so overrated, right? We went from We went from not listening to them to now it's ridiculous. Like that believe women. It's like all of them. How about 85?
Oh, I feel like Padme in Revenge of the Sith. You're going down a path I can't follow, man.
All of them? How about 85%? I'll give you 87%. Right?
Split the
That
difference.
last 13% that keys your car, lights your shit on fire, and puts a family pet in a pot of stew.
Who put a pet in a pot of stew?
Glenn Close.
Oh,
Close, yeah.
Glenn. Oh, bro, for real though, he's such an angry person. He's so fucking angry all the time, innit? I feel like he's just like, I feel like he was born too late. I feel like if he was born, so he was like the age he is now, but in like the 80s, he would have gotten just fine. But I can't imagine with someone with Bill Burr's temperament and personality having to deal with millennials. Like, I just can't picture what that would look like. Like, if you take Bill Burr's personality and you put him in like an office job and he's with like millennial apprentices, can you just imagine how that would go? He's just so angry, but I love him. He's great, man. More Bill Burr. I'm demanding more Bill Burr. And other comedians, obviously. Hey man, that was a real funny video. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff, man. It means a lot. It really, really does. Yeah, man. I always try to get back to you in the comments as well, so don't feel free to hit me up, have a conversation, man. I always try, message back and go through and reply to people. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Take it easy. Peace.